Here's the Vesogy Infrared Thermometer Temperature Gun, and at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to use it properly, so make sure you stick around for that. First, let's get it open. So you can see that it comes with two AAA batteries, comes wrapped in this little plastic bag, comes with a quick start guide, as well as a user manual. First thing we'll do is install the batteries. Got a protective film over top of this screen here. Here's the laser hole. Here's the infrared sensor. Trigger here. This turns the laser pointer on and off. We've got a memory button, a temperature button, and the emissivity button. To turn it on, we just pull the trigger. Just a few things about this before we put it to use. Number one, it says that it measures surface temperature within 2% or 2 degrees Celsius, and it can read down to negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 50 degrees Celsius, and all the way up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit or 500 degrees Celsius. So far, I like the ergonomic design and grip that it has here, and it's nice and compact at roughly 3.5 inches wide by roughly 6.5 inches tall. Now, if we turn it on, you'll see the laser pointer icon right here. The temperature here, it's currently in Celsius, but if I hold this middle button, it will switch into Fahrenheit. And when I hold the trigger down, you'll see that it goes into scan mode like this. And that means that while I'm holding it down, you'll see that it will give me a variation in temperature as I move it around. Now, what's interesting is that I can go and tap this middle button here, and it will show me the minimum, the average, and the maximum temperatures that I recorded. As you'll see here, if this light is on, I can squeeze the trigger and it will show me the laser like that. But if I hit this button again, it will turn that laser off, and I can still get readings, just you won't see the laser. And as you'll notice, it makes a beeping sound. But if I hold this button here, you'll see that little indicator right there, meaning it's now muted. And I can unmute it by just holding that button again. Now, another interesting feature is that it actually saves your last 20 measurements, and you can see them by simply tapping this button. And that's this button right here. And if you ever want to delete all the memory, you just hit this button, and this button all together. And you'll see clear comes up. And now it's reset to factory settings. So here I'm gonna show you really quick how it measures between the floor at 75 degrees and my coffee here at well over 140. And another thing I'll show you is that it does have an auto off function, so it saves battery. It will go off in a few seconds here, all on its own. We just have to be kind of patient. It takes about 10 seconds, and there it goes. And some people want to know if it works outside in daylight, if you can see the laser. There you can see it clearly in the shadows here. And here in bright daylight, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but I can see the middle part of the laser on the concrete in the bright daylight there as well. And just a few more tips and tricks that I promised on how to use this properly. Number one, it's not meant to be used to measure human internal body temperature. Don't point it at anybody. Number two, definitely don't point the laser into anybody's eyes, and don't look at it through any kind of optical device like binoculars or a camera or anything like that. Number three, don't touch the lens over here. If you need to clean it, just use compressed air or a soft cloth. And lastly, if you feel like you're not getting a correct reading, you might need to change the emissivity rating right here. And you'll see inside the handbook that it tells you what level of emissivity you should be using based on the material that you're pointing at. So there you go. It's a great little tool, and I'm happy that I got it.